Mr. Hernandez.
Whole squad full of fucking killers, I'm a killer too.
Bruh.
Nigga. Everybody get popped. Police pull up on me, I don't know what happened.
Welcome back to LA Show. Thank you guys so much for tuning back in with me. Today we have Cisco once again on the scene. Thank you so much for coming back, Cisco. How you been?
I've been doing pretty good, and thank you for having me back.
Of course, of course. You are a staple to LA Show, and we hope that that doesn't ever change because of your wealth of knowledge that you are able to bring to the table. And I appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate you having me, and I thank all the people that support the LA channel, not just because I come on it. I know you guys are rocking with LA, and I ask you guys to continue to rock with LA even when I'm not on the show.
Oh yeah, they do. They show love. They show love.
And that's what's
Well,
up. That's what's
well, Cisco, I know that there are millions of people right now looking into what has happened with the release of Tekashi 69.
right.
And normally on LA show, we don't really deal with other races of people until they mess with black people. And this boy, well, he's a grown man, but in my eyes, he acts like a boy. He has single handedly destroyed a whole gang up in New York, um, a black gang. And I'm not saying that gang banging is good or anything like that, but you know, those are black men that are taken away from their families for a long, extended period of time based off of things that, from what I understand, Tekashi 69 ordered these young black dudes to do, if I'm not mistaken, you know. So, how do you feel about that?
Well, uh, first I'll say I don't know about the gang landscape in the East Coast. I think the East Coast traditionally may have been a little bit more segregated, and I even
Mm-hmm.
think that the gang culture in New York is something a lot different. Uh, I think you have to go back to the old 70s movie, which depicted partly some of what was true about the gangs in New York. And I'm talking about the movie Warriors. Me being from the West Coast, gangs, uh, you had some integrated gangs. You have some OGs that are, OGs to traditionally black gangs. You have some blacks that are in Mexican gangs. You have Belizeans. You have Jamaicans. You have all kind of different people, uh, integrated. It has, and I would say towards the late 90s, especially when the black and brown gangs was beefing, it's gotten a little bit more saturated, but it's kind of now in 2020, it's a little bit different. But back to Takashi, I personally believe he was put there. He's a plant from the beginning because um, how he moved. And I believe it was an act because it was over the top. Uh,
Well,
me
his
being from
in his live that he just did that got about, he broke the damn internet, about 2 million views. I think that he pretty much alluded to that he was putting on an act, because he explained that he was uh he said this is not Tekashi 69. He said this is coming from Daniel Hernandez. So he pretty much disassociated himself in a split second on his live from being one person and being another person. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. Uh, and I mean, this part of this is generational. You know, I know being from the West Coast, um, new people just can't show up. Especially in my generation. You know, you couldn't just show up and then just all of a sudden be the icon of the gang and all and be ordering people. You had to literally earn your stripes. You had to put in
Mhm.
work. You had to put in work. Uh,
Mhm.
uh, Back to this Daniel Hernandez phenomenon, and that's what the main reason why I think he was a plant. Because if you look at this dude when he was going around as Daniel Hernandez, at least the pictures that I've seen, he wasn't even you could say a hip kid. He was like a L7 square. You know, I mean, total square. I mean, how you go from total square to being, uh, you
Ended up
know,
gang.
yeah, it's not even like the Rolling 90s Crip case. What's the white boy's name? Terrell. I can't think of his name right now. It's not even. It's huh?
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, it's not even a case like that where you have a kid who he's a white kid, come from a well-to-do home, and
Mhm.
he's drawn to the Crip and the gang culture, and then when the heat gets turned on, he turns back into this, rich white boy and tells on everybody. It's not like that. Daniel Hernandez situation is way more, uh, to me, cryptic. How he basically has a metamorphosis into this character, this androgynous character, which, like I say, personally, and I'm not taking a shot on anybody. Everybody has the right to live their life the way they want, but symbolically, at least in my opinion, he's like the poster boy for the LGBTQ community. Um, and the reason why I say that is because he has this total androgynous look. Um, if you were to just erase everything you knew and put your mind in the mind of a child, certain pictures, you you won't even know what you're looking at. You don't even
Mhm.
know if this is a male or a female. And I'm not, that's not, I'm just keeping it all the way 100. I mean, you can't really tell if this is a male or a female. And another thing about the whole Mexican, thing, personally, if people really pay attention, there's more to his identity than just being Mexican, and I'm gonna just leave it at that, because that if I talked about that, that would kind of be sensitive for YouTube, and people might be thinking that I'm, you know, attacking a certain group of people, which I'm not. But
Well, I can
when
put
it
up
comes
the
to
screenshot.
entertainment, yeah, yeah, you could put that screenshot up. When it comes to entertainment, and when it comes to a case like this of this magnitude, you can see the peripheral treatment. How a guy can literally order for somebody to be taken out. It's on video. He put the money down. It's recorded,
Yeah.
and actually people went out to try to do that, and he tells on everybody, and he's out of jail. And I'm not surprised that he's moved to now his second location, and now his second location is busted. And I'm gonna say like this: I'm I don't want to say that I'm blatantly anti-law enforcement, but I don't agree with snitching 100%. I don't agree with snitching. I don't agree with informants. I don't agree with any of that. And the reason why is because if you do the crime, you do the time.
Correct.
I don't, if you do the crime, you do the time. Just because you are willing to make the case for the state or for the feds, you get to walk free? No way. No way. I don't
Well,
agree with that.
like you said, it's a different time frame that we're living in. And I wanted to just pick up off of some of the things that you did just say. As far as him being an androgynous looking male, he also gives and pushes that image to the youth. As far as him being a snitch, which he self confirms that, um, that is something that he also influences the youth with. So now we're looking at it like this. This is going to be a long term situation. And what I'm telling anybody that's out here moving however they have to move is watch your back. You know what I'm saying? Because now this stuff is being rewarded. This stuff is being rewarded on a national scale. You know,
Well, I agree with you absolutely.
as far as him being up in New York with that type of charge on him of putting a hit out on somebody and being affiliated with the gang, woo, that boy was going to be looking at some time.
Yeah, he would have been. But like I said, something I'm gonna read, I'm gonna tap in on something that you said. We are in a different time in terms of this being highlighted. I'm not gonna mention any specific platforms, but like I've said to you off air, this is the day of the snitch. And what I mean by that is social media has made everybody ticklish. And what I mean by that is that people are just they're fan whores. And what I mean by fan whores is anybody with a name, even if they did something bad, they get celebrated.
Or even give him,
We've seen
yeah,
Haitian Jack get celebrated. Alpo, he gets celebrated. Uh, what's the dude for the Italian mafia? Sammy the Bull, he gets celebrated. Um, so, and not to mention that I read an article where some of the best informants get paid, up to $2-3 million a year to make
God
some of
damn.
these cases. Yeah. So that's what I mean by this is the era of the snitch. And don't think for 1 second, don't not think for 1 second that Takashi didn't get some money out of this.
Really? Okay. So
Oh,
that may be a way that he could kickstart himself back into the role that whoever sent him to
I'm
play.
I'm not gonna say that blatantly the feds paid him, but I don't discount that. But he got rewarded. Look at
Yeah.
the look at the Michael Brown case. Soon as the dude gets acquitted, he wins the lottery.
Yeah.
You see
You're
what I mean?
right.
You
Yeah.
get reward. You get if you play ball, you get rewarded.
Hmm.
You get rewarded. So I know for a fact that this kid is gonna get rewarded. You're gonna have people put money over morals and ethics, and they're gonna be scraping and fighting to put him on the team. Trust when I say
Well,
that.
well, I see a lot of people in the industry. Well, not a lot, which is not surprising, but I see a couple people in the industry making noise. Meek Mill in particular. he's going at 6ix9ine, pretty hard and, kind of going in on him. And he said, in quotes, "I gotta crush you for the culture."
Yeah, well, until now, see, if Meek Mills is willing to stand on that and take all the repercussions that come with that, because if this kid continues to move like he's moving now, he's gonna be the king of the industry in terms of fame and notoriety, and what comes with that is gonna come power. Wait till some record label allows him to get his own label. They give him like a $100 million deal, and you're gonna see people that put money over morals and ethics, and you're gonna see people sign contracts to 6ix9ine, aka Daniel Hernandez. You'll see them sign with this guy. You will see if he learns how to act. You're gonna see people want to put him in films or in advertisements, endorsements. Companies is gonna and people who is about money and fame. If that's all you're chasing is money and fame, your morals and ethics don't matter. They're gonna ride with this kid. That's why you see 50 Cent is riding with him, because 50 Cent, I showed you that paperwork. That's because he did it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now people will always want to talk about that people that don't know. And I know the internet ain't the same as it was, but I'm the type of guy, I save things. You know,
Right.
uh, uh, 50 Cent, Curtis Jackson's name is in the paperwork. And I don't care what anybody says, Haitian Jack's name is in the paperwork, and more than one paperwork, by the way. And just like I told you, just like we brought out the Molly Mall paperwork,
Yeah.
these are documents. These are documents I got. I'm not gonna soil my reputation off of uh, weak or reckless research. Okay. Ti's name is in paperwork. There's a lot of people out there, because when it comes down to it, they ain't willing to do the time. They ain't willing to do the time. Just like 6ix9ine wasn't willing to do the time. And his
Yeah.
excuse was nothing more. His excuse was nothing more than um what was the guy's name? I think he just passed away. Oh my goodness. Not Frank Lucas, but the other one. Nicky Barnes.
Nicky
Nicky
Barnes.
Barnes told because the man slept with his woman. And what
Mm.
did what did 6ix9ine say? Why? Oh, so y'all wasn't loyal. Sleeping with your woman and telling on people that you was in a part of a crime with is two different things.
That's true.
So this is a criminal, and that's why anybody that supports him is just as guilty.
Well, it is rumored now that Jay-Z is going to possibly sign him if he has not already signed him. And,
I
that
wouldn't
doesn't
doubt
seem
it.
surprising.
I wouldn't doubt it,
Yeah, I
because
just
if you know how Jay-Z moves, money is over morals and ethics.
money over everything. It's the rock. It's whole. Well, I think that this guy is very, very what's my favorite word? I always say interesting. You know, 6ix9ine is problematic.
Oh, definitely. In many ways, I think
So
he's definitely a poison to the youth.
yeah,
Definitely.
definitely, definitely. I mean, the dude was screaming the N-word all through his song, and I'm just sitting there looking at this crap because I saw a clip of it, and I swear in like the chorus he said the N-word like 30 damn times, and I mean I just can't get jiggy with stuff like that. I'm getting older, certain things don't excite me. That stuff
Well,
excites little kids.
look at look at the kids that happen to be Caucasian that are doing video reviews of that same song you saw, and they're saying the word too. And they have no historical reference to the word. And I'm not buying it. I can say it, but you can't. That's a weak. I don't want to hear that argument. If you have no historical reference to the word and you don't belong to the race, it shouldn't come out of your mouth out of respect.
And
Now,
if
I'm going to
respect,
say something that's controversial, maybe to some black people. I know people that grew up in the West Coast where that's all they know. It's not an act. Daniel Hernandez, it's an act, homie. I know it is.
yeah,
And,
you wouldn't
and
be.
even those people that I'm talking about that grew up around black folks and that's all they know and it's acceptable around their circles. When they step out their circle, they don't say it. They don't
Exactly.
say it because they know it's not appropriate.
I've dealt with people like that too. And I'm not saying, you know, I post certain things and yeah, I just don't feel like if you saying it in a term that is directly disrespectful to the race, then yeah, you need to get the hell on. You need to take your ass on
At this
somewhere.
point, it's a mockery. It's
Yeah,
it's it's become
yeah.
it's been reduced. It's been reduced to mockery level to where I just saw a clip on one of these viral sites. I won't mention no names. Y'all ain't paying for no advertisement. But I saw one of these viral sites where a white girl was in the face, or a black girl and a white girl, they was in the face talking, talking stuff to each other. And the girl just slipped out and said the word. And the girl, she took off on her.
Yep,
And
I seen that one.
that's what I'm saying. It's become like a mockery to where when I say it's a mockery, I'm not saying that the girl intended as a mockery. I don't know what she intended, but it's to that level that if I'm around black people and I'm so-called a hoodlicious white girl, I can say it, especially in the heat of an argument. Nah, you're gonna
Yeah.
get your jaw took, most likely.
You're gonna get smacked down. It's gonna be WWE. And you know how they had the little, the sexy black girls in their uniforms and the white girls in their uniforms. Yeah, it's gonna be that time. I ain't got time for none of that. And like you said, if you listen to the lyrics of his new little song, it's like he's mocking those dudes. I mean, he turns himself into a whole little rat. So I'm going to go ahead and try to, end this because this is fuckery at the next level in the music industry. Why haven't we came in and looked at them, the people that run this shit? We need to do that, Cisco. Because who are these people?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we can look at them. It's just that we should look at them. That would be interesting and great video.
Okay.
Um, they just got a lot of power and influence, and David Hernandez is the perfect example of that.
Perfect example. Well, tell us what you think down below about Daniel Hernandez. Tell us what you think about the whole situation that he got himself into and got himself out of. We'll be back with more. Thanks for tuning in.
Tekashi 6ix9ine, if Tekashi 6ix9ine beats this case,
Oh my God.